So, in case you missed it, the United States military, more specifically the Special Forces, they went on over to Venezuela under the current administration's orders. They pulled down their pants, whipped out their dong, and smacked them right on the head with it. I'm talking about the entire operation and extraction of Maduro took only 2 hours and 20 minutes. Boots on ground with Delta Force operators, only 30 minutes from start to finish, and he was in handcuffs and he was wearing Nike Tech fleece, by the way. I don't know why that's relevant, but just to throw it out there. I promise we're going to be tying this back to investing here in a little bit because I run a stock market channel. I don't talk about military operations or geopolitics. Now, while this particular event is making the rounds on all the various news sources and headlines, I couldn't help but think about the military stocks and the landscape. Right? So I did some digging around, and there's various military commentators that talk about this kind of stuff specifically. And based on my understanding, the reason why we were able to pull off such a nicely surgical, precise operation with zero casualties, the American forces, is because we used technology and weapons that most of us, dude, we would poop our pants if we learned about it. Apparently, there was this one dude on social media, and he was like, the United States military used RF jammers, basically electronic warfare, in making the comm system in Venezuela disabled. They literally could not know that we were coming. And when they knew we were there, because we were bombing the crap out of them, they couldn't do anything about it. All of their systems, all of their servers, all of their anti-air missile systems rendered useless. And so that made me ponder and reflect and think about the future of warfare, because I think some of us think we're going to be going to a battlefield full of robots fighting one another, drones. And then I took a step back and I thought about it. And I was like, wait, hold on. If we were able to make an entire country's defense system useless from jamming their stuff with transmissions and signals and waves electronically, wouldn't that be the same with drones? So I started thinking and I was like, wait, who are the military stocks and military defense contractors that make this type of equipment? And after digging around, it's L3 Harris, it's Raytheon, or actually formerly known as Raytheon, but RTX, Northrop Grumman, and Lockheed Martin. But between you and me, I think all of them are overvalued right now. And that's why this might be an unpopular opinion, but when I think about the landscape of warfare in the future, I think we're going to be taking 5 steps backwards and going back to conventional boots on the ground, sending battalions and brigades of infantry units at one another. Robots and drones can be made useless on the battlefield, and then you're going to be caught with your pants hanging down your ankles as the enemy comes into your territory. And I'm not trying to insinuate that we're going to go back to like trench warfare from World War I or anything, or the American Revolution where you meet the redcoats on the battlefield and you march towards one another like, okay, we'll meet here at 12 o'clock. No, I'm not suggesting that at all. But what I am trying to say is I think every country, and especially their defense department, I think everybody just witnessed the future of warfare, especially invasions, and the urgency of maintaining and upgrading and innovating in the RF transmissions equipment, because that can make or break your defense. So between you and me, even though I feel very bullish about the military stocks, I do think some of them are overvalued, some of them are fairly valued, and I think only one stands out as an opportunity right now where they're kind of undervalued, but not really, and that's Lockheed Martin. But I also think maybe the opportunity here is not the military stocks, because I think the cat's out of the bag with that one. If you didn't jump in at the beginning of last year, I think it's a little too late. Okay, they're trading at historically high PE ratios. So I'm thinking the opportunity here is the big oil conglomerates. Venezuela, which is home to the world's biggest crude oil reserves, I think it's going to be Chevron. I think it's going to be ExxonMobil. I think it's going to be ConocoPhillips. I'm thinking the big dogs in the oil sector, I think their stocks are about to surge. That's not financial advice, but let's see how it plays out, right? What do you think?